Kottmeistern for today's video with a full Gears of War Pokemon team. Prince Vegeta, this one is for you, man. We haven't done a non-Pokemon related team for, I don't know, months and months and months, so I'm going to be doing this Gears of War team. Now, I actually have never played this game before. If you have, is it a good game? Is it worth playing? Let me know. There's some suggestions for the Pokemon, so I copied those Pokemon suggestions, and I tried to do moves which I thought could relate to their characters as best as possible, and I hope you enjoy. Do you like the non-Pokemon related teams? Let me know in the comment section. If you've got any suggestions for any Pokemon teams, please put them below there as well, and if you want to support the channel, hit that like button, and let's get into it. So our first battle here, this is a random battle on the Poke Portal, and we got a Leafon lead here. So this Leafon is going to be a leech seeding set. So most of these ones are generally defensive walls, and they've got Leech Seed and Protect and, possibly Giga Drain or, insert like other, maybe Leaf Blade and things like that. So they're quite bulky. So I swapped in my special low kicks and I dropped Leafon in one shot, which is really, really cool. Now, this is a throat spray set, and we've also got on here Dank Pulse, Terra Blast, and a Rain Dance Terra Water. This team has a little bit of synergy as well for like water moves and, fire moves and weather too, so it's pretty cool. So the next Pokemon's going to be Goodra. Now, Goodra is very, very bulky on the special side, so I was kind of curious exactly how much damage I could possibly do for this as well. Now, this has Leech Seed up too, so I'm thinking Leech Seed's probably going to heal almost half the damage. Look at that, it healed almost like nearly all the damage that I'm going to do to it. So I'm thinking, this is not a good matchup, right? I'm already running like a meme set. So we're going to swap that out and go into our next Pokemon here, which is going to be Tentacle. So Tentacle is the Nemesis, and Low Kicks, of course, is the Locust Grunt. And we also had Pineco as the Ticker, right? And I tried to give it moves that would relate to what they did in the game. So I did a little bit of research for this. Okay, so this is a physical sweeping Tentacle, only up here on our channel. And I knew that Goodra had a good chance of going for a Sword Dance. So this is a Sword Dance, Terra Blast flying, because apparently this flies around in the game, so I gave it Terra Flying. And we got Gunk Shot and Liquidation. So I hit it pretty hard with Gunk Shot. That was actually fairly impressive. And Goodra's attack is going to do very, very little to Tentacle. It was max attack and max speed EVs too, with Jolly Nature. The Low Kicks was max special attack and max speed with Timid Nature too. Tinted Lens is the ability. And I had my little Pineco as well. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. So we've got a swap out here, and we got that Scarlet coming into the Gunk Shot, which was a very risky play. That is absolutely going to get dropped there. So Tentacle is getting them W's at the moment. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Samurott Hisuian, and this is going to be a bit of a problem. So I went for Gunk Shot, it missed. I was like, dang, that really, really sucks. And they're going to go for a Ceaseless Edge, and they're going to get spikes on the field. I wanted to actually get my Pineco onto the field before this came on. That's why I led with it, because it's a sturdy set. So it's kind of based on countering the opponent, literally, and then going boom, right? So I've lost my sturdy here. All I've got is counter and explosion. Here comes the Ceaseless Edge, and I didn't live. This thing has very, very poor IVs in defense and a hindering nature for, to do more damage to counter. So that actually worked against me with the entry hazards. But Pineco makes a big comeback in the next couple of battles here. So swapping in the Low Kicks there, we're still poison. I've got Bug Buzz though, so I know that's going to do some pretty nice damage. I've also got Dark Pulse too to try and go for a flinch, maybe a Tinted Lens flinch. Tinted Lens is pretty cool, when you're using a not very effective move. Now, the opponent's going to go for a Terra Water here. I guess they want to get around that super effective bug move. So, Bug Buzz still does a really good amount of damage. I want to say that probably would have nearly taken them out in one shot. So, they're going to go for a Fury Cutter. Now, Fury Cutter is boosted by the Sharpness ability too, which is pretty cool. And that's going to drop me. They got a crit there. Didn't matter. I don't know. Maybe it did matter. Maybe it did matter. I might have only just left. Anyway, I'm going to have to get rid of this Pokemon, so I thought, let's bait them a little bit here with Moltres. This Moltres, this is after Marcus Phoenix, obviously, because he looks like a phoenix and stuff. We've got Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Weather Ball, and Ancient Power. Now, this Moltres with Weather Ball could actually work alongside the low kicks too. So that Weather Ball could be a Water Weather Ball if I wanted it to be. So firstly, we're going to go for a Terra Blast Grass because I know they're going to go for a Water type move here. And I'm going to set the sun up too. This is going to allow me to go for a Solar Beam. However, instead of doing that, they went for a Ceaseless Edge, which is a little bit surprising. And it did a good amount of damage. Maybe they really wanted to get the, the spikes and stuff onto the field. So now we've got the Samurott swapping out here. I know they're expecting a grass type move, and then they went into Hatterene. So Hatterene's going to have to take a Solar Beam, and it also is going to have to take another Solar Beam afterwards as well, because I know that I can outspeed that, unless it's got something like, Quick Claw or whatever like that. So go for Solar Beam, excellent damage on the Hatterene. I can just follow that with another attack. I was thinking about going for an Ancient Power there, but I thought it might barely live and then faint me, and I didn't really want to take that risk, so I just went for a second Solar Beam, and this is going to be more than enough to take it out here. The only other Pokemon I was thinking could swap into this would be Goodra, and I was like, well, if they had Sap Sipper, they probably would have swapped it in already, right? That's what I was thinking. Then the Goodra came back in. I was like, is this a trap? I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. Should I go for the Weather Ball here just to try and feint it? I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's probably not going to kill, right? Even with the sun and stuff up. But Goodra's going to use Protect. I guess they're just watching to see what I'm going to use here and trying to stall out the Sunny Day. So my Solar Beam is going to work. So they're going to get some more leftovers recovery, which of course it was what they're aiming for too. I was like, you know what? I've got Ancient Power. I've got Solar Beam. What should I do? Should I go for an Ancient Power boost? I just decided to go for the Solar Beam, and it turned out the Goodra did not have Solar Beam, which is good. So, pun the pun there. So go for that Terra Grass Solar Beam. Coming off Moltres' special attack is pretty strong, but Goodra is going to be able to resist that, and Ancient Power wasn't fainting anyway. It's not a very powerful move. So this is going to be the end of the Moltres. Maybe I could have gone for Ancient Power, but I don't think I would have got a boost anyway. It's pretty hard to get a boost with Ancient Power unless you've got something like Serene Grace, right? So Goodra is still alive, and we're going to go into the Blastoise, which is going to be Brumac. Now, this is probably even better suited to Mega Blastoise, but we don't have Mega Blastoise in the game, so we sort of had to sit with normal Blastoise. So since I know that Goodra is going to probably use Protect again to see what I'm going to use, I'm going to go for Shell Smash here. So that's going to give me a free chance to boost my stats. Now, this isn't a typical Shell Smash Blastoise set. It's not a special set. It's a physical set, so it doesn't hit nowhere near the sort of levels of probably, I would say, sort of like power. There's a lot of more powerful special moves that Blastoise has, like Hydro Pump and things like that. Its attack and special attack stats are actually almost even. So I've got Ice Spinner on this set, so I thought that'd be a good coverage move for Grass-type Pokemon and such like that. And we're going to go for that and take out the Goodra. So Goodra had Gooey, so that's going to drop my speed by 1 stage. I was like, that probably doesn't matter all that much, right? Because I've got a Shell Smash up. I should be fine, right? So in comes the Heracross here, and I went for Liquidation. I was like, well, that should do some alright damage, and it did nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. And the sun was up, right? And I figured, well, Ice Spinner is never going to be able to take it out, right? I knew that already without a critical hit, so I thought I'll go for a defensive drop. That's going to be my best option, plus it's still stab too. So the Heracross is going to come in here and go for Bullet Seed, and that is going to fade me, and it's going to have the Moxie ability too, which is very, very bad, because that's going to give it a boost. I was like, maybe I should have gone for Ice Spinner Crit. It is what it is, right? So our last Pokemon is going to be Vespiquen. Now, this Vespiquen is a bulky agility set. It's a critting set with Scope Lens, so I've got Attack Order, Dual Wing Beat, Reversal, and Agility. So Heracross turned out to be a Choice Scarf set. So in actual fact, they should have gone for... they probably should... Then again, they're in a bit of a tough spot, because Heracross, if it went for close combat, that wasn't taking me out, right? Bullet Seed wasn't taking me out. really there wasn't a lot it could do to me in this stage because obviously it was choice, right? So now I've got the agility up. I can freely go for a dual wing beat against a -1 in defense Heracross, and that is getting bent over and spanked. That's the end of Heracross. Now the next Pokemon, the last Pokemon, is gonna be Samurott. Right now we know this is Terra Water, and I've got in this set Attack Order, and I've got the dual wing beat. I knew that it would probably live that because it's got some reasonable bulk to it. But Vesquin's actually got some pretty nice bulk itself, and it lives the Terra Water. And now what we can do, we can finish it off with a Disrespect reversal, and that is the end of the first battle. That was a really good battle against my random opponent. So awesome stuff there for our first. This is one of the earlier battles I actually had with it too. So thank you to my random opponent, whoever your name was. If someone wants to translate the trainers' names, please do. I always like to hear them in the comment section. This was a pretty funny battle. So this is a random battle too. This was against I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know, right? And we got a Breloom lead. So I made probably a bit of a rash decision here. I decided to go for my Moltres lead and go for Terra Grass. I thought, maybe they're going to try and sneak in like a Spore on my Moltres. And if I go Terra Grass, Spore won't affect me, and then I can set up the Sunny Day and, you know, go ham on their team, right? So they're going to do a swap into Ludicolo, right? Now, this Ludicolo set was really funny, right? So I went for the Ancient Power. It did donkeys, right? Now it's going to go for Hyper Voice. So Hyper Voice doesn't do a lot of damage to me. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just keep going for Ancient Power. Yeah, I might be able to get a boost here. This would be really cool. Then it had Astonish. I'm like, what is this? Astonish Ludicolo. And Flame Body kicks in on the Astonish Hyper Voice Ludicolo only on Pin-Eye Shell. But, it had a Lumbreal. Like, what is it? You wouldn't read about it, right? You wouldn't read about it. So I'm going for Ancient Powers here. I'm trying to get a scummy boost, and Ludicolo is now spamming not Ancient Power. That'd be scary if Ludicolo had that. It's going to be spamming the Hyper Voice. So I decided to go for a Solar Beam here. I decided to cut my losses because things could go wrong, you know. Obviously, it's got a Water-type move, but with the Sun up, it's going to do donkeys, right, the Ludicolo. So that is the end of the Hyper Voice Astonish Ludicolo. I want to know what the other moves were. I guess it was some sort of flinching set. Maybe it was like a Swift Swim set, but then again, they would have set up the rain, right? So in comes the Incineroar. I'm just going to go for Ancient Power. Quality damage there, and it's going to be a special Incineroar. So props to some of these movesets, right? So special Incineroar is going to take out Moltres. So Moltres dying to Heat Wave is, you know, something you're probably not going to see every day. They also got a boost by the Sun too. They've got a Shell Bell as their item too. So I thought, let's go into the Locust Grunt and see what we can do here. So I can't go for Terra Water. I've got a Terra Blast and I've got a Rain Dance. So I thought, let's go for Rain Dance. Let's get that boost up there. And drop the drop Heat Wave's power. That still did half my health, and then I got burned again. I'm like, no, I got burned this time, but I didn't have a Lumberry to heal the burn, right? That actually still did a lot of damage. Like, that was definitely max special attack Incineroar. I know my Pokemon meme calculation. So I got that Bug Buzz off there, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna get a special attack boost, but as you got to see, right, if Heat Wave lands, that's gonna be the end of it, and it did land. So they got 3 of them in a row. I was miss Heat Wave when I use it all the time. So that's 2 Pokemon down. It's raining and it's pouring. So I thought, let's go into Tentacle. This is going to have Liquidation straight up. I could even get a Sword Dance up as well. So they're going to swap out the Incineroar. And I thought maybe they're going to go into, I don't know, Breloom or something. Then they had a Lugia. I was like, what is going on? So they had a Pressure Lugia. So I thought, all right. This is going to be a challenge. Obviously, it's going to use a Psychic move. So I got a Liquidation off there. It did donkeys, as expected. And then I went for the Sword Dance. I thought, well, I should be able to outspeed this, unless it's like a super speedy set, which it could be. Then it went for a Zen Headbutt, and I lived it on 51 health, which is pretty impressive. And then I got the most ginormous thumping crit with Liquidation and dropped Lugia. So Tentacle beats Lugia only on Pimline's Shadow. So next Pokemon going to be Dragapult. Dragapult, as you know, can be virtually any sort of set there. It's going to use Hex. So that tells me that it probably has Will-O-Wisp, because they're trying to get some sort of like boost there. So I thought, let's go into my Vespiquen and see what they're going to do. So I've got Unnerve as the ability too, as you get to see. This is max speed and max attack, Adam and Nature. So they're going to go for Dragon Claw. So I've got Dragon Claw and Hex. It's a mix set. I went for Dual Wing Beat, and it really, I mean, it wasn't the greatest damage in the world. I really couldn't do a lot of damage. I was actually hoping I could get a crit of sorts. So here comes the Hex. Hex does probably around the same as Dragon Claw. And then with Dual Wing Beat, I got a crit on the very first one, which was really, really nice. And lucky too, because that was the scope lens there. And that's the end of Dragapult. So things are starting to look up a little bit. It's like, man, maybe I can squeeze my way back into this. And then came the Metagross. So Metagross I've got attack order for, and I've got reversals. I thought, well, I doubt I'm going to be able to live this attack, so let's go for the attack order. No critical here, and then Meteor Mash from the Metagross. This is bad. So I thought, there's only one Pokemon on my team here that's going to be able to do something. So I went into the little ticket here, and we're gonna go for counter. So here comes the Metagross's Meteor Mash. It didn't take me down to my sturdy. I guess that Pineco is that bulky, and Metagross gets rolled out like a lounger and rug. So that is a good KO there, quality stuff. Then the Incineroar came in here. Now the item that I've got on my Pineco is Custap Breeze. So I got the priority. I got the moves. I'm gonna go boom. And that is going to be the end of Incineroar catching a explosion to the face there. That would have really sucked if Incineroar had Fake out there. Like, that would have been a very, very good counter. So that's the end of Incineroar. All that's left is a Breloom, right? Mate, this is like the first battle, and then we had Blastoise. Man, this is almost like deja vu, right? So we got Ice Spinner. I went for that. I couldn't risk a Shell Smash. Good damage there. Now the Breloom's going to go for a Seed Bomb. So Seed Bomb almost takes me out. It was very, very close there. Then they've got the Toxic Orb. I went for the Ice Spinner, and I took them out there. I don't know why they didn't Terra there. I'm thinking they didn't have a Terra that was going to be, you know, any useful or anything like that. Obviously, it wasn't Terra Grass, so it was probably a Terra which didn't change the battle or anything like that. But cool battle there. Let's get on to battle number 3. This is a battle against the homie Prince Vegeta, and we have got a interesting battle. This was an absolute crazy battle. So our first Pokemon here is going to be the Hungry Hippo. Now Hippowdon is super thick, right? Thick with 3 C's. So I thought I better go for Liquidation here. I thought about Sword Dance, but I was thinking ground type move, Sandstorm, you know, getting rid of my Sash, that would be bad. But he went for a scummy Sand Attack set. Fortunately, I was running Clear Body on this, not the Liquid Ooze. So I'm going for Liquidation again. They're almost taking out the big old Hippo, and then it had Thunderfang. And I would not like to be eaten by a Hippo. That would hurt. Apparently, like, I was watching this nature show the other day. Like, you think a Hippo when you look at it, right? It's big and it's sort of slow, but in the water, those things are like super, super fast, right? Anyway, I'm going to bring in the Vespiquen, and I'm going to attack it with some little Locust. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be a Stone Journey. You don't get to see Stone Journey very often. I love this Pokemon. Then it's a special set, right? It's a Meteor Beam set. And I was like, okay, I know that it's going to have the Power Herb to activate right away. And there's no way that Vespiquen is going to be able to live this one. It's very, very bad. So that is the end of my Vespiquen, which came in handy quite a few of the battles. So I lost it, very, very early. So now I'm going to bring in my little Locust. We're going to go for Rain Dance. We're going to get rid of that sand. And I thought maybe I could go for, Terra Blast. Then it went for the Ancient Power here, and that did a lot of damage. And then it got a boost. I'm like, holy crap, this is bad. So that's got a Meteor Beam boost on Special Attack. Then it got an Ancient Power boost. I'm like, I think I'm cooked, right? I think I'm done. So here comes a Hyper Beam, and that's the end of the homie Locust Grunt. That thing got absolutely destroyed. So I've got 3 Pokemon left. So I thought maybe I can bait them with the Moltres, right? First things first, I'm going to go for a Weather Ball here. So Weather Ball is going to be a special attack, a water special attack. So if they went for Ancient Power again, what I was going to do, I was going to go for that Terra Grass, leave the Ancient Power, and then go for Weather Ball to get around that. But that's the end of Stone Journey. Thank goodness. That was scary, right? In comes Miraca. We got that Bravery. And I went for Ancient Power. I was hoping I could get, my own boost of my own, but it never happened. Now this is going to go for Hone Claws. So it actually did get outsped there. So that means it's going to be able to be a 2-hit KO. However, we got a Terra. I had a feeling there might be a Terra, so this is definitely going to have to be not flying, right? So it was steel. So Bravery has got an axe above its head. I don't know how it balances in the air with that. I feel like it would just like fall over. So I'm going to use the Ancient Power. This is going to do nothing, absolutely nothing at all. And Bravery's going to have Crush Claw. Crush Claw absolutely destroyed me. It's good to see Crush Claw too. So it's not a move you get to see very often at all. So that's the end of Moltres. That's the end of the rain. Now we're going to go into the little Pineco. So I've got Counter and I've got Explosion. I got to go for Counter here, right? I was worrying if it would go for Crush Claw, but then it used Peck. Peck, Bravery, only on Hypnotic Shadow there. So we got... I love the animation of Peck. It's like this ginormous triangle just hits the Pineco. Then I went for the Counter, and that is going to be the end of Bravery. Thank goodness. That thing was that was clapping my cheeks. I don't know where the Pineco's got cheeks, but just imagine it, right? So next Pokemon is Bronzong. Now this was a very, very big worry. I was like, I don't know what I can do to this. It resists everything. So I went for my little custom, very tiny mini explosion there, and I know that's going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing at all to Bronzong. The EVs, if you were curious, on my Pineco. So that one was max attack and max speed, lonely nature, dropping defense, and had very, very low IVs in defense. I think I had like 2 or 3 or something like that. So Bronzong is going to have the leftovers, and all I had left was Blastoise, the physical shell smash there. And I had 3 more Pokemon to deal with. I don't know how I'm going to do this right. I mean, Bronzong could have... What if Bronzong has Levitate? I can't risk going for Levitate, right? I have to, like, if it's got heat proof, that'd be good, but I was just thinking, I was like, I can't risk that. I have to go for, like, you know, an attacking move here that's going to do some damage. So I went for the Shell Smash here. I've got the White Herb as the item. That's going to at least get rid of those drops, right? Now, Bronzong, I don't, even if it's got no defensive EVs or not, it's still going to be thick, right? So Bronzong is going to use Confused Ray. I was like, oh no, this is terrible, right? I know that I'm going to hit myself in Confusion. So Bronzong is also going to get some more leftovers recovery too. So this thing's almost back to... It's almost back to full health, right? So I'm thinking, I really was thinking about this. Should I go for Earthquake? Should I go for Liquidation? I was like, bugger, I have to go for Liquidation. I can't take that risk, right? So go for Liquidation. I get through the Confusion, which is really nice, and I knew that it wouldn't faint. I knew that it would take like 2 hits. I got a defense drop there, but you know, that didn't mean, you know, absolutely nothing, right? So Bronzong's got Heavy Slam, so that's not going to do a lot of damage to Blastoise, thankfully. You know, Blastoise is going to resist that, and Blastoise, it ain't a light. It's not a light poke, all right. Blastoise is super thick, right? So I go for the Liquidation again here. I get through Confusion twice in a row, which is really nice. So that's the end of Bronzong. So like, phew, that's good. But there's still 2 more Pokemon, right? Now, the next Pokemon I come out here is going to be Volcarona. I'm like, all right, if I can land a Liquidation on this, I should be good. If I'm not, I'm toast, right? So I went for Liquidation. I got through Confusion 3 turns in a row. I was like, and a crit too, which obviously totally mattered. So that's the end of Volcarona. So I'm like, man, I can't believe this is awesome, right? The last Pokemon is Cacturne called Don't Touch. I mean, I don't think I want to touch a Cacturne either. It'd be very, very spiky. So I've got Terra Ground. And I've got Ice Spinner. Terra Ground was just for any, like, you know, sweats with, like, Miraidon and stuff like that. So I decided to go for the Terra Ground here. Not that it probably mattered, because I thought, well, Grass Move is most probably going to be heading my way at some point, but it doesn't matter. I thought I'd go for the Terra. Here comes the Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch does a good amount of damage, and I'm still confused at this point in the game. So this is 4 turns of Confusion. I got through 4 turns of Confusion in a row, and I took out the Cacturne. I was such luck there with another crit. Just for a little bit of salt, extra salt there. And that's the end of the battle. There was no way I thought I was ever going to be able to even come back from that, let alone get through 4 Confusions in a row. Thank you for the battle, man. We're tired again. All right, let's get on to battle number 4. I think I used up all my luck then for, you know, a century. Next battle, this one is against Arts, and we also have a theme team here. So let me know if you guys can guess what the theme team is. First Pokemon is it's a family feud, a bug versus a bug, right? So I thought I'd set the rain up there, and we got, is that a compoundized supersonic set? Oh no, it's a speed, never mind, it's a speed boost set. So we got a supersonic set again. Supersonic's going to miss twice in a row. I mean, it's terrible accuracy, like 55 or something. And so a million speed boost to the Yarn Mega. Now, I guess they got fed up with missing Supersonic, and they're going to go for Ancient Power, and that does a lot of damage there. So I went for a Tinted Lens Bug Buzz, and it actually did really, really good damage, but it wasn't quite enough to take out Yarn Mega. Yarn Mega's got some pretty okay natural bulk to it. So now they're going to go for an Ancient Power again. I really was worried this might get a boost here, and then it would probably be able to sweep the rest of my team. So Yarn Mega's got a lot of speed now. So I thought I'll bait the hook. I'll go into Moltres, and then I'll go for the Terra Blast Grass and hope that it doesn't go for a bug move for some reason. So go for that Terra Grass Moltres. At this stage, I can actually go for an Ancient Power too, like my own one, and I know that it'll fade. So instead of attacking, they went for freaking Supersonic. I'm like, oh, this could be. Now they know that I'm grass, right? They can go for a bug move the next turn. So I'm confused at the moment. I'm crossing my fingers, and it worked, right? I got that Ancient Power KO on the Yarn Mega, which is really, really cool. I got another unnecessary crit, and then I got a boost. Like, wow, that was a lucky turn. So I got through Confusion, got an Ancient Power boost, and I got exactly what I needed there, right? Which is really cool. So I'm getting all the boosts here, and that's the end of Yarn Mega. Next Pokemon got another Bravery. Here's another one. It's also a shiny one too. So let's hope this one doesn't have Peck, right? So here comes a Ancient Power. I thought I'd use my his Ancient Powers to my boost to my advantage. Then we have the Hyper Beam sound. Like, oh, it's got normal gems. Like, this probably won't do too much damage, I don't think. I mean, it didn't do much, but only because of that Ancient Power boost. That would have done at least half my health or more, if not. So I decided to set the Sunny Day up here because I thought, well, I can go for Weather Ball here on the next couple of Pokemon. I just got to get around this. But unfortunately, I hit myself in Confusion on on that recharge turn, right? If I attacked there, that would have been great. But they had the acrobatics and fainted me. But I got another flame body. I seem to get a lot of flame bodies with this Moltres. Now, speaking of the flame body ability, I actually have done a flame body ability team before. If you ever want to check that up, done that. I'm trying to do some more of the more obscure abilities that make up a team and stuff. So I'm going to bring in Tentacle. It's going to be able to tank that Hyper Beam, easy peasy, and I'm going to take it out with a Gunk Shot. So that is in a Bravery. Thank goodness that acrobatics set was scary. I mean, I guess I had Sash anyway. So in comes Veluza. Good to see Veluza being used. I really like this Pokemon, but not many people use it and stuff like that. I really like it though. This is up there with one of my favorite Generation 9 Pokemon. I think the first week of Scarlet and Violet, I was heavy focusing this Pokemon and stuff. It was really cool. And I like its move, Feel It Away too. It's really cool. So we're going to go for Gunk Shot, and it's going to miss on the Veluza. Veluza is going to be a critting set, so they've got Drill Run. And I'd say it's going to be critting 100% of the time, judging on their item and stuff like that too. So we're going to bring in the Pineco. It doesn't matter if it's a crit or whatever it is. I can go for anything here. So it's going to go for Aqua Cutter, which crit. It did donkeys. And then I went for the counter, and I guess it was in the sun. I guess they did that because they knew that I might be a counter set too. But it just is so much damage, and Veluza doesn't have that much health either. So we got the Pineco. I'm going to use Explosion this turn. This is a Serena using Acro Pressure. And now Acro Pressure can randomly raise the stat by 2 stages. So I was hoping that they didn't get anything like super, super good. That's the thing, because if you get some good boosts with Acro Pressure, it can be very, very Pokemon can become very, very bulky too, or a very bulky sweeper. I've done a lot of them myself in the past. So we're going to bring in the Vesper in here. Now, I was thinking, what is Serena going to really be able to do to me in terms of damage, right? Apart from something like Triple Axle, that's pretty much it, because Trop Kick's going to do nothing. I know that I get High Jump Kick, other moves like that, right? So I went for the attack order. It just lived, only narrowly. Wait, it's the Queen versus the Queen. I just realized that. So we got leftovers there. Then it used Stomp. Man, imagine getting stomped on by Serena. It's like a spike. What the heck? So I just got stomped on by Serena, Pip Night 2025, and then it used the Forbidden Healing move. I was like, but trolls use this move on purpose, right? So it's going to get some help back there. I went for the attack order, and that took it. That's what happens when you use that healing move, right? It's the forbidden healing move. If you know, you know, right? Next Pokemon here, fifth Pokemon. Oh, yeah, we both got a low kicks as well. So I went for dual wing beat, and that actually didn't take it out. I needed a crit there to actually take this Pokemon out. It is going to be a bounce set, so it's going to spring up in the air. And I went for agility this time because, you know, I couldn't do anything else. I was a little bit slower. After the agility, I knew I'd outspeed it, but I wasn't confident that I was going to live, and I actually did, which is pretty cool. The Vesquin EVs, I don't know if I actually said them. I had actually, no, it wasn't much Bolter. It was a max attack and max speed set out of nature. I thought I ran a little bit of bulk on that. Anyway, this set was pretty cool. So Airfrost is going to slip in here as the last Pokemon and go for a Charge Beam and get a boost. So that's the end of Vesquin. So all I had left was Blastoise. I'm like, oh, this is very, very bad, right? So I got the Blastoise. I'm thinking, well, I've got Earthquake here, right? Here comes the Terra. Now I'm thinking to myself, if I go for Earthquake, he's going to do some good damage. I know they've got Charge Beam. I think I can live a Charge Beam badly, get the Shell Smash off, and finish them off. Should I risk that? So I actually changed my mind. I went for the Earthquake since I only a bit of health left, and Earthquake actually didn't kill. Then they Zap Cannon, and they had a Blunder Policy, which doubled its speed. I'm like, oh no, they can outspeed me. They went for Zap Cannon, and it missed. I don't think... There's no way Charge Beam would have done some good damage. Don't get me wrong, Charge Beam would have done some great damage there, but they needed to connect the Zap Cannon to take out the Blastoise. Very, very unlucky there. I mean, Zap Cannon doesn't have a lot of accuracy, but pretty unlucky there, and also getting a static right at the end just for a little bit of salt there too. And that's the end of the battle. A really cool team. I wonder if you can guess what that team was. Let me know in the comment section of the video. All right, we have got 6. I think we got 6 battles in today's video. So this is battle number 5. This one is against Leaf, and we have an entire team of Manaphy's here. So entire Manaphy team. Now Manaphy recently had a shiny release too. So I think these are Manaphy's all across the ages, right? So my first Pokemon is going to be Tentacruel. I'm going to hit myself in confusion. Wait, what's with people using Supersonic against me all the time? Like, I love how they bank on it landing on the first go. So we're going to flip turn there. Tentacle almost fainted, and then then they flung a Lucky Egg at me. Disrespect Lucky Egg, because like the Manaphy Egg. So that's the sort of stuff that I do, fling Lucky Eggs and things like that. So that's the end of my Tentacle. It got hit by an egg, right? Have you ever had an egg thrown at you before? Be honest. Tell me the story. So we're going to go into the Locust here. We're going to get that Bug Buzz. We're going to try and get that special attack boost, and we got that +1. So it's pretty good here. Now, Manaphy's got some good natural bulk. It's going to go for a Terra Blast. So Terra Blast isn't quite enough to take out low kicks. I've got Bug Buzz there, and it's not doing a lot. Like this Manaphy then went for a Heart Swap, and it swapped my stats around. So they got my special attack boost, right? And I got nothing, right? It's about that time, right, when a Tinkaton used Metronome, a Heart Swap. Actually, no, we're not going to ever mention that time again. Like, that's just, if you know, you know, but if you don't, I'm not telling the story, all right? So next Pokemon's going to be better. I'm still salty about that. So we got this Manaphy using Liquidation here, and it's doing pretty good damage to me. So it's like a 3-hit KO. So to outspeed this, I need to get agility up. So with agility, I've actually got some, normal human being speed, and that's going to be the end of Manaphy, right? Like, Vesquin is so slow with max speed. It's like 40 base speed. Now, our next Pokemon's going to be another Manaphy. Surprise, surprise. And I'm going to see if I can get some crits in. I actually got one, which is, pretty nice. This Manaphy is going to be a Giga Impact set, and it's also got a normal gem attached to it. So I thought, oh, this is going to hurt, right? This is going to hurt real bad, and that is the end of the Vespiquen. So I already took some prior damage to that before. So I thought, all right, we'll go into Moltres. This could be my chancey to set up that sunny day. And I could go for Solar Beam and stuff like that. That could be really good. I don't think I was ever going to be able to go for the Weather Ball, though, being a 5-time move. So I'm going to go for that Solar Beam in the sun there, charging up that instantly, and that is the end of the Manaphy, right? Well, one of the Manaphy. There's still 4 of them left. Next Pokemon is, wow, it's a Manaphy. So we got 3 more Pokemon. It's going to use Fling again, and it flung its Light Ball. So when you fling a Light Ball at someone, right, it'll automatically paralyze them. It's a troller. I would never do that. So I got paralyzed there by Moltres, and of course I got paralyzed on the same turn too. So it happens, right? It happens. So here comes the waterfall. That would have definitely fainted me if the sun wasn't up there. And I managed to get another solar beam off here. So it's like a scumbag flinching set with the light ball there as well. So now Manaphy, what is with Supersonic? Supersonic missed again. So they tried to go for a disrespect, like confusion, like parafusion to make me forced me to hit myself for confusion and then for Moltres to faint, but it didn't work right. It didn't work. Sometimes the trolling backfires, right? So Manaphy's going to go for a knockoff. It's going to get rid of my Heat Rock. That was my item, if you couldn't guess, extending that Sunny Day out to 8 turns instead of 5. And now we're going to get another Solar Beam. So this is like Solar Beam number 3, but this Manaphy is super thick, right? It's going to go for another knockoff and bye-bye Moltres and hello Flame Body again. Like, seriously, I got it so many times. I reckon I got it more times in my Flame Body ability video. So we're going to go into our next Pokemon, Pineco. I thought maybe they'll go for knockoff or waterfall or something like that. And I went for counter and it failed. They went for rain dance, and with the hydration ability, it's going to heal up their burns. I'm like, oh no. So I swapped out the Pineco. I'm like, well, if I get rid of my Custep Berry, I won't be able to use a priority explosion, right? So I wish I kind of stayed in there, because then I could have got a counter, but then I might have been flinched as well, and I might have had to be forced to go for explosion. So I swapped into Blastoise. I thought Blastoise isn't too bad here. I might be able to get a Shell Smash up and see if we can, take some of these little Manaphy's out. I definitely wasn't confident Earthquake was going to take much. Even with a Shell Smash, it just wasn't enough, right? So here comes another Waterfall. Waterfall's doing pretty good damage there in the rain, and I got an Earthquake off here, which is really good. So that's the end of Manaphy, the fourth Manaphy. So we've still got two more Manaphy's. Now, speaking of that Manaphy's nickname, I would like to see imagine a Ranger game on the Switch. I don't know how they'd actually work it out, because if you played the Ranger games, you'd have to circle the Pokemon a lot to capture them and things like that. So maybe a separate pad that connects to the Switch or something. Oh, I don't know. Like, you catch a Pokemon, that would like wreck the screen. You need to have like a screen protector and stuff. Maybe something like that. Anyway, we're gonna get mud slapped by a Manaphy. Now I was a little bit worried about that, because usually one mud slap equals 100 misses for me. And the last Pokemon, it's a shiny Manaphy. So we've got a Terra here. So I was kind of interested to see what a Terra this would even be. I went for Earthquake anyway, so it's going to be a Terra Bug Manaphy. So Terra Bug Manaphy, I went for Earthquake, obviously. Now, Earthquake is going to do not very much at all, so I need to go for a Liquidation next. So here comes a Tail Glow. Now, this was a very, very risky play, because if I landed like that, it was going to faint. So that is the end of Manaphy with this Terra Bug, and that's also the end of the battle too. But I guess if I missed that, then Manaphy would have fainted me for sure, and then I had Pineco left, which... Did Pineco have full... I mean, I would have probably just gone for Explosion there and crossed my fingers. Anyway, let's get on to the final battle of today's video. I have no idea what my opponent's name is, but we got a Kyurem lead. So we got that Tentacle versus Kyurem. Only up in my shell, we got that pressure. So I'm going to be going for a Sword Dance here. I thought this would be a good opportunity to boost up on my stats. So Kyurem actually got outsped there, which is pretty funny. Then they used Rest the first time. Like, bro, were they expecting like a Toxic or something? So I went for Gunk Shot and a miss. I was like, oh, come on. Then they went for an Ice Beam, so they got that Adamant Kyurem doing some damage there. And I went for the Gunk Shot, and it absolutely what was that set there? So that's the inner Kyurem. I got no idea what planet they were on there. So that's the inner Kyurem. So then they brought in their the Guard Shot, which I outsped as well. I got some good damage with Liquidation, and then they went for Earthquake and finish off Tentacle. But that's some good damage. Tentacle, obviously that crit mattered as well. Of course, Tentacle would have died for that. So next Pokemon's going to be the Locust, and we're going to go for Dank Pulse here. We're going to try to get some flinches. That did nothing. Then they had a double-edged Garchomp. I'll give them some props on their sets, and I finished them off with a butt. Why am I outspeeding them? So, I don't know. I think Little Homie's got like a Trick Room team, so that's the end of Kyurem and Garchomp. Next Pokemon going to be, we got another Kyurem here. So, we got Kyurem Black, and this Pokemon hits like a truck. So I got some good damage there. I was really happy with that damage. They're going to use Freeze Dry, and that did not fade me. So another Bug Buzz almost took it out, and it needed 3 of them. Now they're going to go for Fusion Bolt. So, I mean, I say Fusion Bolt would have fainted me from the start there. So that's the Enaloka. So it's got a little bit of health left. This team, I don't think had any priority moves outside of outside of my Pineco. So I swapped in Moltres in hopes that I could get the Sun Eater up and live the next attack. They're going to go for Fusion Bolt. Moltres just lives it. Only just. I think I actually got minimum damage there. I was a bit lucky. And I went for Ancient Power. I thought I'd go for a boost. Didn't happen though, but I took out the Kyurem. Now the next Pokemon's going to be Giratina in its little... not in its, what is it? Not in its Ultra form, it's other form. And I went for Ancient Power. I mean, look, I had nothing to hit it with, right? I had a Grass move, a Fire move, and Ancient Power. So they're going to be disappearing using Shadow Force. So Shadow Force obviously was going to be able to fate me here. And I got another Flame Body. What's going on with this Moltres? I should have used this Moltres on my Flame Body team. It worked every time. So that's the end of Moltres. So half my team's gone. Also, half of their team's gone too. So I thought, let's go into Vespiquen. Obviously, I've got some incredible coverage here, and we've got dual wing beam. We got that unnerved too, which is obviously going to matter so much. Now they're going to go for Shadow Force. So I thought, well, I might be able to get agility up here on the second turn, and try that anyway. So they're going to go Shadow Force. I lit that pretty well. So with the agility, I know that I can outspeed them the next turn. And I've got dual wing beat. I'm really just hanging out for a crit here. So I got a little bit of burn damage there on the Giratina, which is good. And I hit it a couple of times with dual wing, but it's doing nothing. Giratina's got some very, very nice bulk to it. Now it's going to go for Poltergeist, and they miss a Poltergeist. Wow, that reminds me of yesterday's video. If you haven't checked out the Shiny Gold Pokemon team, check it out, because I never want to use Poltergeist again. So here comes another Poltergeist. They get to see my scope lens now, and that's going to be hitting me reasonably hard. Not too much harder than Shadow Force, though. Actually, probably around the same. And I'm going to finish it with a dual wing beat, which is good there. I guess having that burn really hampered their the damage that they did to me, right? That was lucky getting that burn. Next Pokemon is going to be the homie Zachary Zacian, and this it doesn't matter what way you look at this is going to hurt, right? So we've got a Terra Zacian, little Timmy Terra. They got their Terra Fairy, so I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, I'm going to probably get outspeed here anyway, right? Even with agility up, Zacian's very fast. So that's the end of Vespiquen. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got Pineco left. Now, they only bought 5 Pokemon too. I think they were pretty confident that they win this battle too. So they only brought 5 along. So I thought, let's go for a Disrespect Terra normal Pineco. And I'm not going to use Explosion. I'm just going to use Counter. That's all I have to do. But I want to do the Disrespect Terra. So they're going to use their, I don't know, whatever, they play rough, Behemoth Blade, whatever physical move, I was down. I went for the Counter, and that is the end of Zacian. So Pineco defeats Zacian only on Pit Shadow, and that is the end of all today's battles. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video. If you did, leave me a comment below, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out, people.